Welcome to Ecclesia Principles, a biblical strategy for believers to engage in God's design for government with Ray Eppard.
Today we're happy to have with us Doobie Sabo, and he is from Israel. He is a tour guide there, and he's going to talk to us about a number of things, one of which is what is happening in Israel right now. Quick question, especially since you were involved in the tourism, the tours and so forth. What is the current state and situation with the Temple Mount, the archaeological digs? What's happening in relationship to those things?
Well, first of all, we're not allowed to do any archaeological digs within the area of the Temple Mount nowadays, because this is like, you know, that when Israel, actually I can't say Israel, when God gave us in 1967, you know, the 6-day war,
Yes.
and we know for sure that it's of God, because God doesn't like to work on the 7th day. So
Yeah.
it's 6 days, and he gave us all the enemies and liberated Jerusalem,
Yeah.
reunified the city. When he gave us the Temple Mount, there were some extremely liberal leaders in Israel that they thought that if we're going to give it back to the Muslims, to the Arabs, we'll get peace.
Yeah.
And they immediately done it, and they gave it back to the hands of the Jordanians and the Waqf. So Israel is not allowed to do any digging over there. But we dig a lot around it. We dig in the city of David, the capital of Israel, from 3,000 years ago. And you imagine that they found bullahs. You know, bullahs are seals on the letters that used to be sent between dignitaries, and they found a bullah that had the name of Gmariyahu ben Shaphan, which is the author of the king of his time, and his name is mentioned in the Bible, and they found the seal with this name. So try to imagine, they dig in the city of David, they find in Hebrew letters the name of the ancient author of the Jewish king of the land of Israel, and all these people are trying to say that we have no relations to the land.
Yes.
We claim nothing. On a tour guide level, the most exquisite things that I get to do as my work is to take people to see, like you said, and you pinpointed the right important thing above all, is what's happening in the archaeological field, in the digs.
Yes.
Because this science that is only 200 years old
Yes.
has been in a place where he reaffirms and confirms the validity of the Bible through the Dead Sea Scrolls that comes out. You know, Jews and Christians has been targeted by multiple Muslims and other people of the world, that we have rewritten the Bible to fit our narrative. And all of a sudden, in 1947, 2 Bedouin Muslim kids are finding scrolls in big jars, and they come out of the ground, they are 2,100 years old, that are talking about things and prophecies that happened maybe 200 years before that. And it's the same Bible with the same codex and the same versions that we're reading nowadays.
Yes.
So I'm sorry, I rest my case. So when the people come to Israel, I love to show them these. I love to take them to archaeological places where there were seals and coins and stars of David that were found there, and Hebrew coins. And nowadays, when you can carbon 14th, the isotopes, you can date the things to the date, literally to the actual date. So we go in the city of David, we dig, and all of a sudden we find a layer of a burnt layer of soil, and it's from 486 when the Babylonian came over, took Israel, and burned the city down, like appears in the Bible.
Yes.
So that's what's happening on that level. And I can tell you one thing: anyone who ever comes to Israel, Pastor, and I'm sure you've been to Israel, the one thing that I say to my people, my tourists, I don't know, whatever you're going to encounter in Israel, whatever experiences you're going to put first, like the food and the landscape and the beauty, one thing I can assure you, that you will never ever again read the Bible the same way like you did before being there in the land of Israel.
Yeah.
You've been listening to Ecclesia Principles with Ray Eppard. Follow us on YouTube and Facebook on our Ray Eppard pages. This program was brought to you by Victory Worship Center and World Outreach. Services Sunday 9 o'clock and 11 o'clock, 200 Hammond Lane, Stanton, Virginia.